Yeah, this is huge.
Affordable housing in a sought-after neighborhood.
We have total 7 machines, and like I said again, during the nighttime is well lit.
Built on land that used to look like this.
I always get teary-eyed in this, but I think for all of us, certainly I felt it was a faith journey.
For nearly 60 years, the spot that now occupies this apartment in Alexandria, Virginia, was home to the Episcopal Church of the Resurrection. 10 years ago, church leaders like BETSY FAGA noticed declining membership, a big empty building, and a growing community need.
We've had a food pantry for a number of years now, and so during the food distribution, before we made some decisions, the people working there would ask, what do you need? And it was always, food and shelter.
So they worked with a developer to lease the land, demolish the church, and build the 113-unit apartment building, along with a new ecologically friendly church.
Our developer was kind enough to agree to pay the full ground lease up front, and that's the money we used to build the church.
They also got hundreds of new neighbors in the process.
We had a Christmas come for Christmas gift, and we even did that in the plaza and had hot chocolate.
For many churches, it isn't solely about loving your neighbor, but being good stewards of land that typically goes unused for decades.
Anywhere from 48,000 to 108,000 units of rental housing could potentially be built on the land just in those 5 jurisdictions in the DMV region.
That, combined with declining memberships nationwide, makes churches the perfect solution to a growing housing problem, according to Enterprise Community Partners VP David Bowers.
When you've got so much need and you've got a community that's sitting on a resource that could be activated to meet that need, why would we not work with them to try to help activate that land?
I do know this is sacred ground.
In Atlanta, Georgia, Greater Piney Grove Baptist Church pastor William Flippin Sr. recognized the possibility years ago with a dream to use 50-plus acres of unused church property to build affordable housing for seniors.
And we're now looking at a waiting list of over 7,000 people.
A recent report from the Federal Reserve called Atlanta unaffordable based on the median income.
The housing rates are going up, taxes are going up, but incomes are not. Investors have come in and pretty much swooped up a lot of the housing for persons who could possibly almost afford housing.
In March, ATL Mayor Andre Dickens and Wells Fargo announced an initiative granting $1.3 million to 15 faith-based organizations to build affordable housing. The Grove team will assist those churches.
The language can make your eyes cross as I read the King James Version at midnight.
Bowers says that's also where his team comes in to help churches navigate lawyers, funding, zoning laws.
Sometimes the zoning may restrict what can be done where a house of worship is. And so the ability to build residential, or how much residential can be built, sometimes that's a barrier.
There's also pushback from neighbors, something Tom LUEHRS with St. Francis Center in Denver experienced.
People would refer to the people who were going to live there in pretty insulting, manners, describing people as scary folks.
The group was looking to turn a former church building into a dormitory-style living for unhoused people, but it took some convincing.
We put together a good neighbor agreement. We, as owners of this property, intend to be good neighbors to all those in this surrounding area.
For churches that are able to pull it all off, Pepperdine Professor of Theology and Sustainability Chris Duran says there can be an ecological upside.
When you do renovation efforts and you can make things more energy efficient, you can deal with water treatment systems or water storage systems. You can think about redoing electricity to have solar panels or geothermal energy.
There are also the ethical benefits.
One of the residents who moved into the building said, "This is the most dignified I feel in years."
God is not dropping ramen noodles from the sky. He's giving us opportunity through what we do as ministries to be able to serve the people.
The team at the Episcopal Church of the Resurrection agreed.
All the passages we know from the Bible of God saying, love thy neighbor, and our purpose is to help take care of our neighbors.
A non-conventional approach to one of the oldest commands. Amber Strong, Newsy in Alexandria, Virginia.